20, restart. 5.
And welcome everybody to another episode of the Wrong Side Simulations, bringing the best content from the wrong side of the airplane, the right seat. And as always, my name is Blake and I'm a real world flight dispatcher aiming to bring you a little more context to your flight sim viewing experience. And today we are going to make a very nice, casual, hopefully easy stream. Gonna redo our last tragic flight that we had a while back, where we were on our way into DCA to shoot the river visual to runway 19, and then tragically we all passed away as my side stick glitched. Well, today, to avoid that from happening, we're not going to fly any side sticks. We're going to fly, you know, yokes are jokes. I always forget to do this. There we go. Now I can hear myself. But yeah, we're gonna fly 737 today, and instead of shooting the river visual to 19, we are going to shoot the RNAV, RMP runway 19. Which, Jim, welcome aboard, my friend. I know you are a big fan of GPS approaches, so you'll get to see one today. Actually flew this a couple times last night just for fun, and really enjoyed the approach and just how precise the RMP is. It's like, you know what? Let's do that. I don't have the time today to do the Keflavik Detroit leg. I want to try to get a nap before going into work at 6 o'clock tonight. So we're just going to do a quick hop over to DCA and then a real fast turn from DCA to LaGuardia. Not even going to fly on VATSIM. It's just going to be real chill. I'm just going to hang out so I can chat with y'all more today, since when I do VATSIM, that kind of stuff, I don't get to talk a whole lot on short legs. So I'm not really sure what these passengers are doing. I must have messed up the walking points, but whatever. So, Kieran, Jim, welcome aboard, my friends. We are running Delta Airlines today. An old 737. Kind of curious what's going on here. I need to double check my waypoints. Clearly the waypoints are backwards. That's okay. From the cockpit, it'll just make it look even busier than what it really is. All right. Review. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and get that APU running. So we are not going to dilly-dally at all. We'll take it up to 35,000 feet. Light is on. Waiting for the screens to come on. And I was about to do something else. Oh yeah. I'm gonna get packs going. Cool. Alright, APU's running. Let's go ahead and get that on the buses because I'll forget. And then disconnect ground power and screw ourselves up. To our sim brief. Yes and no, don't care. This is a very non-serious stream today. Gonna be very chill. I'm gonna head up to DCA. It's Delta Airlines 2220. Going to depart off of runway 26 left. On the jack to departure, Kellen transition, back over to route. From there, we're going to be on the Q56 to Kiwi. And then the Caps 3 to 19 waves transition. We're going to shoot the RNAV, RMP to 19. Kiwi, and then waves. Link those two up. And there's our vector onto the approach. We'll leave that. We'll activate. Cruising altitude is 350. And then before we go any further, 20.1 on the fuel. We are carrying an alternate of Pittsburgh in 30 minutes just in case we have any issues. A little bit of obscuration lingering in the DCA area. Payload zero fuel weight is 131.1. Cool. Now over to an it. Zero fuel weight's in there. Reserve fuel is 3.5. cost index. We'll fly a solid 40, although I have it playing at 99. Let's see. The wind's 257 at 94. Temperature is minus 49. And one limit. And we'll do a good old 56 on the flex. Climb 1's fine with me. We'll go flaps 15 for our CGN. 25.3 gives us a trim of 3.5, 40, 41, and 43. Flight director's on. In there. Departure heading, if we were going to need it, would be 275. Looks good. Go ahead and engage everything since we're on a star. 10,000 is the top altitude. We'll go terrain, traffic, FPV. This will probably be. Then we got a decision height, 478. There's a radio over here. Well, that looks good. Don't have to worry about the radios today. Probably should have park and brake set. We'll go ahead and get the ground power pulled, so we're not waiting on that. Current weather in Atlanta. Winds are 340 at 9, 10 statute miles, few at 1800, few at 18,000, scattered 25,000. Temperature is 18, dew point 13, altimeter is 30.02. All that is set. Sweet. I'm just waiting on the passengers. And so we are running the FSLTL. I'm just using the static airplanes at the gates. I'm not doing any airborne traffic. Just to try to save on some frames, but also make the airport feel a little bit more alive than what it would have been. Still got folks coming down. Everybody's lost. Kind of reminds me of Roller Coaster Tycoon whenever people get blocked in on like a path and they can't go anywhere. Zach, what's up, dude? Good morning. Welcome aboard Delta Airlines Flight 2022 or 2220 service to DCA. Yeah, so Definitely don't have enough time to do that one today. I want to get a nap before I have to go into work tonight. So I figured today we'll just keep it nice and easy and do Atlanta, DCA, DCA LaGuardia. No VAT sim, just gonna cruise, hang out with y'all, and chat. Not really sure when I'm gonna do that. It's gonna be the next time I have like a nice full day. That's probably gonna be at least a 7.5 hour stream at a minimum. Alright, let's get those chalks pulled. And let's get that door shut. No legs on that page. Alrighty. Turn this stupid music off. And we do have center tank fuel. Get those center tank pumps on. And we're going to go nose to the left. So that flight's like 6.5 hours, something like that. It's a lengthy flight. Some nice little cinematics. All right. Why ain't that working? I set up that as a parking brake last night. Alrighty, let's fire up number 2. Yep. Flying the 7.3, which we don't do a whole lot of. But I kind of messed around with FSUI PC last night and controls, and so I've got some quality of life type stuff set up to make things a little bit easier. And then also, now that I've built this little box thing that my rotor pedals are on, it's pushed them out, which I did on purpose. One, just because they were already a little too far in, like too far under my desk as it was. Let me make sure this engine. What is it not? So all my FSUPC stuff didn't frickin' save. What's the deal with that? Thanks, lady. Yeah, so now it's brought them a little further out because this yoke sticks out quite a ways. So you should be able to see that here. So it comes a ways out. So I was always having to like push my nuts all the way up against the bottom of this thing to reach my rotor pedals. So now that I brought the rotor pedals out and they're elevated, now it's like, the yoke is like right where it needs to be. It's like comfortable. It feels perfect and very immersive. So might be seeing some more 7.3 flying on the channel because now it's far more enjoyable and more comfortable. All right, let's roll number 1. Yeah, I made some switches last night on the Bravo using FSUPC 7 to control the fuel cutoff levers, brake, like a few different just easy things that you have to manipulate a fair amount. And looks like, they're not working now. They were working like several hours ago when I was up till 3 a.m. flying. Nah, the seats do look really nice, but honestly, this is far more adjustable and customizable, both with height and like there's a bunch of different axes I can manipulate with this chair. I just want the seatbelt so I can like add that little bit of immersion. Like, all right, guys, we're gonna push. Hook the seatbelt up. It'd be kind of cool. Alrighty, let's get out of here. Boom, boom, boom. And auto brake RTO. Roll flaps 15. Perfect. And then our trim is 3.5. So roughly about there. Cool. And I guess we should just go ahead and do TARA. Alright, before we get out of here, let's get the chair. Bam. Perfecto. Do a little flight controls check in real quick. Full up, full down, full left, full right, rudder, full left, full right, and neutral. Flight controls checks complete. Alrighty, let's see. So we're departing on the Jack 2 departure. Our first fix is impasse. And we got a V1 of 140, V2 of 143. Departure headings 276, top altitude 10,000 feet. 10,000 is magenta. We've got auto thrust on, VNAV, LNAV is armed. Flaps 15, auto brake RTO. And I think we are good. Also, is this the dash or the 800? And did you update them? And I did not update. And this is the 800. Yeah, I did not update after reading what y'all were talking about. Nope. Ain't did it. Hey man, great approach last night. I watched it when I got home. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. It was actually kind of fun. It was nice steady state winds, made it a tad challenging, especially on the touchdown. I was surprised with how much I did not veer off of the runway. So I'm kind of hoping that the weather will still be a little shitty when we get there, although the minimums for this approach are pretty what's the visibility requirement? So we need at least 1.5 miles to shoot the RNAV RMP. If it doesn't work out, at least when I started the flight, the winds were calm, so we could turn it around to the ILS runway 1. But I guess we'll see what happens. If we go missed, then we'll figure it out from there. Yeah, they were. And again, like I know I talked about it yesterday, I don't think I've ever landed in steady state winds that were that high. I mean, obviously gusts, but not steady state. But it's part of the reason why I didn't want to fly on VATSIM today too. With going into DC, you know, we all want to see runway 19, and I don't want to get up there and be on VATSIM because they are controlling right now. And they put me on the ILS 1, and you know we see ILSs all the time. I know Shaq, you were talking about that not too long ago on one of your streams. We do another Juno approach. All right. Let's rock and damn roll. Oh, forgot the yaw damper. Can't forget that. Yeah, except this time I'm gonna do the RNAV RMP. Which is essentially the same thing. It's just the glide path and the lateral path is calculated inside the airplane. So essentially the airplane will fly the river visual and just gives you a little more precise guidance and less likely to screw it up. It's also more what they would fly in real life. Like ATC would put an aircraft on that before they'll do river visual. Oh yeah, my daggum. I bet my toga button's not gonna work now either. No. Damn, man. I really had this thing tuned up last night. Yoke.
Knots. rotate.
Damn, that's terrible.
Positive rate of climb.
And gear up. There's 400. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that trim that put me at. Airplane did not want to come off the ground. That's another reason I kind of prefer the Phoenix. The flight directors are far more stable. They don't bounce around quite like this. Oh, that's right. So basically everything that I did last night on my Bravo that I programmed doesn't work. I programmed the landing gear lever. And I just saw that didn't work. Or it didn't save. Autopilot on. Maybe like had to switch for the dome light, all sorts of stuff. I'm about to go do it again. We'll set it up for the next flight. See how much quicker and easier it'll be to do things. Nice. So I wonder if that's normal in that part of the world. I think it is. I think it's always pretty windy in Keflavik, Iceland in general. A nice scenic approach. And one into Santa Barbara and Palm Springs. I have to fly those. Give it a shot in the 7.3. Take it up to our final of 35. Now, do y'all know how to? So, like, if the airplane's leveling off like 10,000, like it is right now, and we want to go back into VNAV, do y'all know the appropriate way of doing that in a 7.3? Because I don't. So right now it's chilling at 10,000. So we need to like tell it to climb again. It's like obviously, I guess you could do that and then hit VNAV again, or you can do level change and hit VNAV again. I don't know what the right way of doing that is. So if y'all know, teach me some Boeing. Teach me how to Boeing. Teach me how to Boeing. That was a really, really white thing to do right there. I'm glad I'm not the only one that does that on takeoff. I don't usually do that. Like last night I had 2 really nice rotations. They were a little fast, but okay, so flight level change and then hit VNAV again. Because if you do flight level change, it's no longer managing the speed anymore. You're managing the speed, therefore it could bust speed constraints. So you wouldn't leave it in flight level change, right? You would just hit flight level change and then VNAV again. What the hell is altitude intervene? I do not know what that is. One reason why I like the Bravo throttles, you get some nice little autopilot controls on this thing. Okay, yeah, and that's what I always do too. I hit flight level change and then VNAV. I just feel like that's not the correct way, but I don't know. You know, like in the Airbus, you would just you just push or pull again, go into managed or open climb. But it's not an Airbus, so I don't know. Oh, altitude intervene. Okay, so what the hell does that do? That sounds like a level off, or it sounds like a non super normal type function. If you know what I mean. I'm going to shortcut this corner off. Cruising for a bruising. No shit. Well, I'll be damned. Alright, let's test it. Let's tell it to level off at 20,000 if we can beat it to 20,000. Alright. 20,000. That heading back lined up. Cool. So when it gets to 20, I'm gonna hit altitude intervene and see what it does. If that's basically the managed climb of Boeing, I'm gonna be kind of excited because did not know that. It's cool as shit to learn, and it's cool as shit to learn from a fellow streamer simmer and not like a real pilot. Although if I ever do jump seat on 7.3 again, I will be asking the pilots about that, which is the coolest part about jump seating. And like pilots like it too, especially as dispatchers, when we show interest in their aircraft, and like ask questions. I'm like, hey, so like I know the basic stuff, but like, how do you do this and this? And they're always more than happy to ask. All right, so 1,000 to go, or happy to answer. Give it a shot. A 737 driver told me they use it. Okay. Sounds slightly validated. Man, it's starting to pop up in the Northeast. DCA approach on, Cleveland Center, Boston Center, New York approach. Didn't think there'd be much going on with that sim on. Oh hey, somebody else is flying the airplane I'm flying right now. What we got cautioning? Fuel. Oh, yeah. Alright. Okay, so now let's give her a shot. Let's go back up to altitude. And let's throw it up to, we'll say 29 for now. Altitude intervene. Engines are throttling up. And it's climbing. Well, son of a bitch. Who'd have thunk it? A little bitty ass button. Let's make that button bigger. And change the name. Intervene sounds like something is not going to plan and you want it to like level off or stop or something. Like intervene sounds like a negative word. I was told they set the altitude, then press altitude intervene, and up it goes or down it goes. Okay. Okay, so it can go both ways, I guess. Interesting. Good to damn know. I learned something today. Don't like this song. Sorry, guys. I'm coughing in your ears. Jim, so your favorite approach, your favorite kind of approach. We are going to be shooting the RNAV RMP Romeo 19 DCA. It's basically an RNAV river visual approach. That's not what I wanted. So it's a pretty quick flight. Showing 1 hour 19 minutes from wheels up to wheels down. So let's start checking out the weather in DC. It was a little sketch earlier. It's probably burned off by now. Yeah, dang it. Damn. In real life, they're flying ILS Romeo 1, which is why I'm not flying BATSIM, because I don't want to do that. But when I first was planning the flight, it was like kind of misty and some low, like few scattered at like 300-400 feet or something like that. But now it's pretty no factor. Winds are 150 at 3 knots, 7 statute miles, broken at 9,500, broken at 25,000, temperatures 18, dew point 16, altimeter's 3009. Where I would expect ILS 1, landing and departing runways 133, multiple approaches in effect. NOTAMs, runway 4, closed, runway 22, closed, taxiway Zulu, closed, taxiway Zulu, closed, from sunset to sunrise. Numerous cranes in vicinity of airport, bird activity, readback altitude, departures, readback all runway assignments, and hold short instructions. Do not enter prohibited airspace north of airport. Advise you have information, Mike. I should be an AWAS. So Zach, like, yes and no, like, not official, but I don't know. They put a thing out on Discord that myself and another person were made part of the team. My role, at least up till now, has been just kind of providing what info that I can to make things a little more realistic. Keep that before I forget. We level off too low. So, Shaq, in this case, so we were at 290. I hit altitude intervene. Now I just adjusted to 35,000. Do I need to hit altitude intervene again, or will it climb all the way up to 35 without additional input? But yeah, so I provide what information that I can, like parking gates, which that reminds me I need to let them know about new parking gates in Orlando. We just changed airsides. We are now operating out of airside 1 and not airside 3, or maybe all. I can't remember. I have to look at my EFB. But so like, yes, no, and again, like we talked about yesterday, I need to develop some sort of a dispatch program, which will be not super easy. Probably find some sources to make it a little bit easier for folks to like read METARs and TAFs and help plan the flights and stuff. 150. And the winds are favoring. We're only 1.9 anyways. But I bet you they were on the ILS because of the obscuration that was hanging out earlier. Nope, just 350. It'll keep going as long as you're not level. Okay, okay. V-Spirit is one of, if not the most realistic V I've ever seen. So, just from chatting with Mike, who's like the lead guy on their team, I know he was telling me that like Southwest VA already has like the dispatch program. There's some VAs in the world, like I know Lufthansa flight. Lufthansa is like they are actually partnered up with real world Lufthansa Airlines, and they inject their real live flight schedule into the VA. That is something I'm actually working on with a contact at the company at Spirit to try to get that API so that we can then inject the flight schedule into V-Spirit. So we can get that and we can get the dispatch department type thing going, then yeah, it's probably going to be one of the most realistic airlines. Plus, we were talking about doing some like special event type stuff, like special flights, like these delivery flights. We have repo flights that we do every now and then when we need to like retrofit an airplane with new interior, or if we're like installing new Wi-Fi. We'll do like Orlando to Melbourne. It's a really short flight, so usually the crew will take off from Orlando, land in Melbourne, which is like a 40-mile flight, and then grab another airplane out sitting in Melbourne that's done with its work, and then fly it back to Orlando. So like little special flights like that. So it's definitely a work in progress. And then obviously, you know, Spirit's merging with JetBlue, so that will bring more change and probably some more cool stuff to come. So hang on tight. I gotta get with that guy though. I need to schedule a call with him to get that API. So there's things like director of network planning or something like that. But anyway, I reached out to him. My VP told me to reach out to him in regards to getting the flight schedule. And after talking to him, come to find out he's like a big flight simmer. He's a controller, or has been a controller on VATSIM, pilot, in flight sim, all that stuff. And I was like super surprised and stoked to find out this dude's like really big in the flight sim as well. So he kind of gets our drive for like realism. And so he asked us, like, you know, just we can schedule a call for next week to talk about it. And so I gave him my number, but I mean, he's I think a director, so he's incredibly busy. And then I'm always busy too, and I forget. So it'll happen. Yeah. Hopefully, because I can imagine that like. The only, I guess, negatives I could think about if we're shooting the live flight sim, or the live schedule into the flight sim. Let's say like you want to operate Lauderdale to Latrobe, but it's like midday, and that flight leaves, you know, like late morning. Maybe now you won't be able to fly that flight because that flight already left for the day. So like, I could see some negativities like that some people may not like if that's how that goes. Where they can't really fly the exact flight they want to fly because they already left for the day. That's something I'd have to have a chat with Mike about. I was just offered the Spirit credit card. Said I'd get like 17 round trips for signing up. There's no way you get 17 round trips. Maybe like 1 or 2. I don't know. I'm not even familiar with it. I haven't ever even looked. I've got 3 or 4 credit cards, and it's plenty. Like, and I try not to use. I only use one, so I'm not trying to open more lines of credit. It's stupid that you have to like the more lines of credit you have, the better your credit score and more credit you are given. It's predatory if you ask me. So Kieran, what do you have to wait 1 to 2 years for? 1 to 2 years to join V-Spirit? Yeah. So like, yeah, that would be kind of a downfall, I guess. So that's one thing is Spirit definitely doesn't have the most frequency, which is kind of annoying. Cause even like whenever I'm trying to fly, and I'm like sometimes I try to like if I want to fly confirmed, like trying to go home for Christmas, and to fly Delta just for myself was like $850 before bags. I mean, I can jump seat, but you know it's Christmas and there's going to be pilots jump seat, and then planes are going to be full. Delta's reduced to flying into my hometown after COVID, so I was thinking like maybe if I can fly Spirit from Orlando to Atlanta, and then Delta from Atlanta to Monroe, maybe that would cut down on the costs. But the problem is like Spirit is so infrequent with their flight schedule. Like I'd have to go wait in Atlanta for 6 hours, and I'm only going to have at best 2.5 hours or 2.5 days at home. So it's like it would save me maybe $100, but I'd rather spend the $100 and get an extra. Like overall, between going to Monroe and then coming back from Monroe, would be like 10 or 12 hours that I get to have at home with family during the holidays by spending that extra $100. So I think that's one thing that I'm really hoping gets better with the merger is increased frequency between city pairs, especially like bigger cities like Orlando to Atlanta, etc. Okay. So I haven't really looked into it because I'm 31, so I don't have to worry about age limits for VAs. But I'm guessing B-Spirit has some sort of an age limit, and you're not to that age limit yet. Maybe we'll cut on VATSIM. The DC approach is no longer on, and if there's other traffic going into DC, it'd be kind of fun to fly with folks. He's going to Baltimore. He's going to Richmond. Got some folks in DC. Detroit. These folks must be flying together. So maybe we'll cut it on, and then I'll file the flight plan just in case. I wonder if you can file a flight plan with the out time that is in the past. It is currently 16:13 Zulu. If we file for 15:30, so that's almost 45 minutes ago. Let's see what it does. Flight plan filed. Now in real life, if you try to you try to file a flight plan that is past the push time, it will be rejected. You have to file for future time frames. Alright, so we are at cruise. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of... Oh wait, it's not an ILS, so we don't have to put in a frequency. So we have any nav aids nearby? Yep, got DCA 111.0. Put that in the nav 1. And if we need to shoot the ILS runway 1 for whatever reason, let's go ahead and have that tuned up in nav 2, and that's going to be 109.9. We're looking good. Looking good. Old son. Drew. What's up, dude? Y'all, welcome aboard. Delta Airlines Flight 2220 service from Atlanta, Georgia, down to DCA, District of Columbia, where some of the most crooked people in the world live. Danged old politicians. Yep. So I do. I got my choice of schedule. So usually what I'll do is, like, when they show us the lines, I'll put it into Google, my Google Calendar, and flow it out, doing like 4-day rotations, and see how each line lands, and then I'll pick the one that's got Christmas off. I've got Thanksgiving and Christmas off. In fact, the past 3 years, I think I've had at least Christmas off. Some of the years I've had both off, and then like my very first year at Spirit, I don't know how, with only like 3 months of seniority, I had Christmas off. So me and my buddy Phil went to Fort Lauderdale Beach, and we wore Santa hats and I drank a lot of whiskey, like a fifth of, no, wasn't a fifth. What's below a fifth? I don't know. I drank 1.5 bottles of whiskey, whatever the hell is below a fifth. Crown green apple, and it was delicious. Drank it out of a Yeti cup, and then we went to a bar at like 3 in the afternoon for lunch, and I fell asleep at the bar. My head. It was a great time. They did not kick me out of the bar because it was Christmas. I thanked them for that. Told them I was not drunk, just sleepy. We got some really cute girls' numbers. There was 3 hot chicks, and we got their numbers, and they invited us to go out with them that night. Well, we drank way too much on the beach, and when it came time to get up and get ready, because I was taking a nap on his couch and he was taking a nap in his bed, I don't know about y'all, but whiskey sits really sweet and heavy in my stomach and like makes me real nauseous. That's how I was feeling. So I was like, you know what? I ain't about it. Like, I don't care to go out to no club. I'm not a club person anyways. I'd rather go to a bar, shoot some pool, and listen to country music, and maybe go two-stepping and waltzing and, you know, the cowboy type stuff. That's more my speed. So I was like, I'm not about it. Let's just go back to sleep. That's what we did. And that was my first Christmas in South Florida. It was a good time. It was a great time. And when I felt like shit, it lasted a long time. It almost sounds like the beginning of The Devil Went Down to Georgia. I went down to Georgia. Devil went down to Georgia. I don't know if you even know that song, right? Devil went down to Georgia, looking for a soul to steal. I went down to Georgia for a wedding, and the drink of choice was called a twanger. Crown, peach schnapps, and cranberry. I feel like that's extremely close to a drink. Oh, hang on. So it's a drink that's like, it's basically the same thing, if not the same thing. Yeah. So I think there's one more thing that was put in mind. But there's this drink that I discovered in Saginaw, Wisconsin, when I was doing TDY for Delta. The drink is, I think that drink that you're, I know what, like, so you say it's called a twanger. I know it as Royally Fucked because it's Crown Royal, and it tastes really good, and you'll get fucked up, so they call it Royally Fucked. Twanger's probably a little more public appropriate. But yeah, that drink is really, really damn good. I haven't had it in years, but it's a really damn good drink. Headed to the swamp. Who's headed to the swamp? You or me? No, I need some bourbon, not that nasty Crown stuff. Well, I don't mind the green apple. Also, Crown Royal Caramel. Some of y'all say caramel. I say caramel because I'm from the South. Crown Royal Caramel with Dr. Pepper. Holy shit. My dad showed that one to me. Again, it sits pretty heavy in your stomach. It's pretty sweet. So it's like a one and done kind of thing. But it's damn good. Here's a real question. Do you have a Stetson hat? Those are here are the trademark for cowboy hats. Well, let's go take a look-sees in my closet and see what we can find, shalleth we? Oh, let's just see. Let's just see. So, I'm not really much of a Stetson kind of guy, although I do have my grandpa's Stetson. He passed away. I left it at my mom's house, my parents' house, because I didn't want to fly with it. But yes, sir. I am a Resistol kind of guy. So this is a Resistol 20X. This is a I tried to shape it myself and kind of screwed up the crown so I don't wear it anymore. With a custom hat band, I was shooting for the same kind of crown here. This is a brick crown, and I screwed it up. This is a really nice hat that I don't know if you can see like the nice little like texture in there, but messed that one up. So I don't wear it much. This is like my daily, and honestly, y'all probably wouldn't believe this, but I actually wear cowboy hats to work. I just take them off when I get to my desk. This is my like everyday. This is a cheaper hat. It's around 60, 70 bucks. Another Resistol. This is the Resistol Vaquero. Vaquero means cowboy in Spanish, and it is of the Cody Johnson line of cowboy hats, which he is my favorite country singer, but also kick-ass hats. I like the shape, the brick crown, and the medium width of the brim. And then this is my fancier. It's kind of hard to tell. It's got less vent. It's higher quality, tighter weave on the straw, but also another Kojo brand or Kojo line hats. And that's my fancier go-to in the summertime. So you have straw season, and you got felt season. So straw is summertime when it's hot. Obviously you get like it's cooler to wear one of these, and you can very much feel the wind coming in through the openings in the hat. And then my fave, I got to get another one though, because my head's grown a little bit and it's now a little bit too small. Got to wear this a couple weeks ago during when it was cold up here, or cooler. But this is a felt. I think it's 8X. No, 6X. So basically, the higher the X, the higher the quality, the tighter the weave of the wool. The tighter the weave, the longer it lasts, the more resilient the hat is. And yeah, felt hats are always just a lot nicer looking. I just really enjoy a nice felt hat. I want to give me another black one that's a little bit bigger, as well as like a dark gray or a medium gray. And then maybe go to a tan of some sort, but as they call it, Mr. Dale Brisby says, "Pow to the pow pow." And then, plus, I got the mustache for the handlebars going with the hat. Son, that's where it's at. A little side of me that I don't think I've ever shown on the channel. But I do know how to rope. I do know how to ride a little bit. Like, I'm not a great horseman, but I can hold my own enough on a quarter horse. I just can't really do both at the same time. To compete in rodeo, you kind of need to be able to ride a horse and rope at the same time. Oh, master, get in there. But in rodeos, like, I'm not a wild, crazy person, so I'm not much of one to go riding rough stock, which would be like your bucking broncs and your bucking bulls. I'd be more of a like tie down roper, team roper. I like roping. To me, roping's kind of like, especially like tie down roping, it's kind of like the kickers of football. It's kind of more, you know, it's like a solo type deal. And it's a lot more precision. So I kind of like the whole roping side of things. Maybe I should wear a cowboy hat during the streams now. I'll just get like a boom mic or a studio mic and wear a cowboy hat. Rename the channel to, I don't know, Dispatch Cowboy. But actually, I would never call anything of myself cowboy, because I'm not a cowboy. So I have the spirit of a cowboy, but I'm not a real cowboy. And cowboys are hard-working, badass sons of bitches. Usually pretty good people. And being that I'm not one, I'm not going to call myself something that I'm not, although I wish I could. And that's kind of a goal of mine one day, is to make enough money to own enough land to maybe have a few head of cattle and a couple horses. And if I'm doing really good, build myself a little arena and be able to practice roping and have friends come over, rope as well. And if I'm actually really good or decently good, then just go compete in amateur rodeos. Ooh, Rebel Yale Bourbon with cherry Coke, tastes like chocolate dipped cherry. If I love cherry Coke, I like bourbon. I might have to try that. Watched a YouTube video on how they are made, and I see why the price. So yeah, I think I watched that same video that you watched. It's a Stetson video, right? Like, why so expensive or whatever it's called. But yeah, cowboy hats surprisingly can get very up there in price. Same with cowboy boots too. There's a place in Daytona called Skips Western Wear, and they have like all the typical cowboy boots. Like, I own about 12 pair of cowboy boots. I actually wear cowboy boots more than just about anything else. I don't wear tennis shoes or sneakers like a lot of people do. I mean, I wear them when I'm mowing the yard and I step in dog shit because we got 3 dogs. But other than that, I don't really wear tennis shoes. For me, it's cowboy boots. I got some like knockoff Hey Dudes type slip-on shoes, and then flip-flops. So, at Skips, then they have like your typical Ariats and Justins and all that, but they also have a room full of exotics, and we're talking like cowboy boots up to $5,000. I've got a few pair of exotics myself, but they're not like real exotics. They're not, like there's a kind of boot called it's like Pirakaroo or something like that. I got a couple pair of them. They're really nice, but mine's not like the super high-end shit. Pure boots. So I'll show y'all a couple pictures of what I'm talking about. Images. So boots like this, in fact these are exact pair that I've got. Yep. So that's an exotic pair. Those are more your dress boots, nicer boots. I wear these to work all the time. And I got same pair of these, but in like a espresso dark brown chocolatey type. I do need to get me one of these belts, but not for $150 damn. Those are much higher quality. But anyways, yeah. So I've got a few boots like this. And here's the other. I think it's the other pair that I've got. Yeah, similar in color, but the pattern's it's not as wide. But some of these like real Piraruku boots, like they can run real damn high. $600, $500. That's like your average price for these kind of boots. There you go. $2,295. Probably narrow square toe. Yeah, that's a narrow square toe. Probably wouldn't wear those. For exotic boots, I stick with wide square toe. I do though wear a narrow square toe with a roper sole like these. It's a roper sole. Not a roper sole, but a riding heel. Riding heel more so for like riding horses, hooks into the stirrups a little bit better. You can see that kind of aggressive notch. That's for really sticking into the stirrups of a horse. Although you would never wear these on a horse unless you're just got money to say fuck you with. But yeah, cowboy boots can get really damn high on price, especially like getting into like the what are they called? Crocodile boots, snake skin boots, all that shit. I'm not big on alligator, croc, or snake. It's kind of old man looking. Oh, there you go, Durango. Hell yeah, man. I think I have one pair of Durango. Shaq must have missed wrong side's vacation pics. Yep. I'll show. So Shaq, this is for you since you may have missed it. This is from vacation. Well, all this stuff's backed up. So September. Let me know. All right, so this was at the beach a couple months ago. And then, so I'll show y'all me, which Zach, you've already seen this, but this is me roping, and then I'm gonna show you my mom roping. Whoa! And here's my drunk ass mom. Whenever it please. So concentrated. My mom's cool as shit. I think she catches a tip of a horn here at the end. And then it slips off. Yeah, so we had some good times. And there's been Crystal. She hates the cowboy hats, by the way. She hates them. But we've had some big. Oh, I was kind of hammered in these pictures too. My mom in the background. Yeah, we had a good old time. Yeah, Crystal hates the cowboy hats. We've had some pretty big fallouts about it. But if there's one thing about being cowboy or cowboy spirit, you sure as shit don't bend or break when it comes to folks wanting to take your cowboy hat off. And a couple years ago, me and Crystal were at the beach, put my hat on, and I could immediately tell her demeanor changed, and she was annoyed by my hat. And so she went walking down the beach in her frustration. So I walked up to her and I said, "Hey, what's the problem?" She said, "Nothing." You know how girls are. "Nothing." I'm like, "Bullshit. You're annoyed because I'm wearing a cowboy hat. Get over it. I'm not taking it off." And she didn't like that, and I didn't give a shit. And so we went at it for a little bit. I mean, like, we really like tied into it pretty damn good. I told her, I was like, "Look, just let me wear the fucking hat, and maybe that's where it'll stop. Because if you tell me no, I'm gonna keep the hat on, and I'm gonna go buy some damn land, and I'm gonna go buy some cows, and I'm gonna go buy a horse, and F-250, maybe a 350, and a horse trailer, and I'm gonna start cowboying. And then you really piss you off. You tell me no, I will show you." That's also kind of a trait of cowboys. They typically try to do what tell them not to do and what they can't do, especially when you tell them they can't do something. Like they don't have the ability to do it. They're like, "Oh, fuck you, I'll show you." Ooh, top of descent, perfect time. Let's go dip it down. Bottom altitude of 3,000 feet. We're gonna be sitting here spinning this thing for a hot minute and say, "Y'all." I actually haven't heard too many cowboys say yeehaw like a legit yeehaw like you would think, or like yeehaw. Or I've heard them more of like saying like a cool little catchphrase like "Yeehaw, cowboy!" "Hell yeah, cowboy, yeehaw!" "Get you some," like, you know, some weird shit like that. If y'all have any interest in like cowboy stuff at all, you should check out Dale Brisby. He's a pretty popular cowboy YouTube personality. He is a real cowboy, and his real name is not Dale Brisby. It's just like a YouTube personality to hide his identity. But nonetheless, very entertaining and funny and educating content. Like, there was one episode, I might try to find it because it's actually kind of worth looking at. But there's one episode where one of his interns, so he hires these interns and basically teaches them how to cowboy. Basically gets hung up in the rope and is getting drugged throughout the arena. Dale Brisby like jumps on this bull's neck and is like hanging on his neck for dear life, trying to slow the bull down so homeboy can get out. I don't know how far back it's going to be. Oh, this is it. Here we go. Watch this shit. This is why I don't ride rough stock. Just trying to get him loose. Look at that shit. Nope. Dude said safe. Watch this guy down here. He says safe. Bam. That is a 2,000-pound animal. Nope. No, sorry, Bob. But anyways, a lot of interesting content like you just saw. What is this one funny ass 12-year-old cowboy? I cannot do that. So NFR is National Finals Rodeo, and he's been twice. 12-year-old, he's been twice. It's crazy. Ooh, gotta get Skylar in the pickup line. That sucks. Dad mode. Yeah, man, that's no way I could do it either. Not a chance. I rode a bull one time, never again. I was on for maybe 2 seconds. So when you're in the chute with the bull is going to turn out, right? So you got to turn out with the bull, and I kind of like overturned too much, like, so immediately my weight was already like shifted way off to the left side of this bull's back, and I was gone real quick. And as soon as he came out, he cut the other direction, and I was off. And never again. Did it so I could say I did it. Now, like all that ranching stuff, I could do the ranching stuff. That'd be fun. Like what's more fun than like hanging out with the boys? Because that's, I mean, you're still working your ass off. Don't get me wrong, but getting to hang out with the boys, ride on horseback, roping, cutting, branding. Chair back in position. so DC is still not on, so let's jump on VATSIM just so if there's anybody else we can see them and talk to them and whatnot, 'cause that's always fun. Bam. There we go. 122.8. All right. Well, who's ready to see a fun little RNP approach? Let's refresh the weather. 3009. This is one thing I do like about the 7.3 is you can kind of preset the altimeter while still in standard. That way when it's time to go standard, like right now, it's already where we want it. Ooh, shit. There we go, 3009. .3009. Want to go auto brake 3 on this one. It's a bit of a shorter runway. And let's see if we're going to brief up the approach. We are planning the RNAV RNP runway 19. It is an RNAV approach. It's not an ILS, not to get that confused. Final approach course is 187. We'll get that dialed in real quick. 187. 187. Final approach fix is CTOC at 1500 feet. Decision height is 478. We'll tune that up in a second. Touchdown zone elevation is 13 feet. We have a standard 30-degree glide slope, or glide path rather, because it's a RNAV approach and not an ILS. We got approach lights, Pappy on the left. If we go miss, we'll climb 3,000 on runway heading. We need 478 foot ceilings, 1.5 mile visibility to shoot this approach. Current weather is 150 at 3, 7 miles, broken at 9,500 for the lowest ceiling. Temperature is 18, dew point 16, altimeter is 3009. And they're still landing on runway 1. It's weird. So once we land, it's going to be a right-hand turnoff. We'll probably turn off at Alpha, if I had to guess. And we'll park at the first Delta gate that we see where like another Delta airplane's parked at, and turn it around and head on up to the garbage. So we'll consider that approach, or that briefed. We'll get this camera on because I'll forget. And now we need to dial in our minimums. So it's 478. .78. .78. Cool, cool, cool. Not too shabby. I tried one of those mechanical bulls at the bar, didn't go well. And those can't go well. Like, those don't really move realistically. And the longer you're on, the more they're just going to make that thing cut around and stuff. And they don't really cut the way a bull would cut. Yeah, I don't just not. It's not to the same level. So try a real bull. See how that goes. Only cattle experience I got is helping on a dairy farm. Definitely not ranching. I mean, to an extent, like, if you're dealing with cows, I guess you're a cowboy in a way. Tugging on some udders, though, may not be the full ranching experience. So for shits and giggles, let's put in DCA, do a 5-mile range ring, and then on the final approach fix, put the center line just for a little more situational awareness. CTOC, actually I don't want CTOC, I want FIROP, FIROP, and then we want the opposite of runway heading, which is 007. So approach speed's gonna be 141. We'll add a couple knots to that for wind correction. Don't need 5 knots. You know what, this being an RNAV approach, I probably don't need that center line. I think it's already gonna put the center line out there for me. Yeah. Let's go to fix. Put that in wrong. Should be a little more correct. But it does have the center line already, so I'm just going to delete this all together. Just drawing it out there. A little white line, if y'all can see it. Probably not. Why did this give? I don't want a radial. I just want the ring. It still puts in the radial. Oh well, doesn't really matter. Let's do it. RNP sent you a video to your phone. I don't know where my phone is, in all honesty. I should probably be a little more tied to my phone, but I'm not. I'll look at it once we get airborne for the next leg. Speaking of next leg, we'll go ahead and roll that through SimBrief so we can make an immediate turnaround. Let's 22 approach and use. LaGuardia, well, I got some low cloud layers, few at 800. And we're gonna do that. CI 35. Two's in there. 10 minutes. Man, I'm so tired of this freaking residual cough. Ever since COVID's had this residual cough. mean, we're gonna turn around quick, fast, like not realistic type of turnaround speed. I'd be so mad. DC jumps on. There's like nobody inbound to DC except for us. Might as well just disconnect. Andrews Air Force Base out there. You got DCA right down there. Our horses were side by side. Oh, side by sides and tractors. Yeah, it's a little easier. Don't have to feed them. Don't have to turn them out. Very slight maintenance every now and then. Well, my friend, welcome aboard. This is not the Keflavik Detroit leg that we talked about yesterday. Just didn't have the time for it. But nonetheless, I wanted to get something in before going to work tonight. All right. Wow, nice frickin' weather updates. I forgot to let the passengers up. This whole flight, so they're not going to be happy. For some reason, FSU IPC7's not reading. Let's go. Damn it, I was hoping that would work. Doing that reload thing. Try to kill FSU IPC. Alrighty. Now let's go direct to Fergie. $1,000 to go. And on the approach. Misapproach heading is 187, so we'll get that in. flaps 1. The wing view looks so real. Yeah, I love the wing view on this airplane. Looks really nice. Alrighty, shut the music up. There's the river. And so the GPS itself is going to follow the river. We don't have to do anything. Like some vicinity showers out there. Actually, the weather looks a little bit worse than what the Addons is showing. So one of the things we'll see is now it's going to show glide slope, or glide path rather. This is glide path, so it's a GPS and like performance navigation required. So there's algorithms going on in the background with the weight of the airplane, the atmospheric conditions that the airplane is in, and the glide path that the airplane needs to be on to follow a lateral and vertical path down to the runway. So next we'll see is the RNAV will switch to final approach course as the airplane does its thing. Let's see if this works. Yes! Killing FSU FPC-7 and restarting it now has... Yes! Everything's back working. Alright, cool. I don't have to reprogram anything. Alright, let's dial down the speed to our final of 142. This might be a little bit of a ballsy approach with what we're seeing outside. It looks pretty hazy. Airplane's just following that river. And for some reason it didn't keep descending like it's supposed to do. So let's, oh, now what's it going to try? Oh, now it wants to nosedive it. Well, I guess we'll go for it. If we gotta go around, we'll go around.
1,000.
Alright, it's my airplane.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Continue. Got the runway in sight.
400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
I'll take it. Not really sure. It seemed like the final approach course part of the well, I guess we never really got on the final approach course. But yeah, it's kind of weird how the airplane let the got too high on the glide path. Like it just kind of showed off its descent, and the glide path just kept going down. But we are on the ground. It is all good. Frame rates are struggling a little bit, seems like. Nothing to see here, guys. Just cutting on through. Thanks, Jim. So the landing rate on that, I killed FSU IPC 7, so it disconnected from the overlay. So we'll see what that landing rate was. Looking at Volanta, showing negative 164. I will take it. I had a negative 33 last night. But I floated like an SOB doing it, so not the best to do that, especially on such a short runway. Got some Delta aircraft down here. Let's go. And we'll shut down one, or number 2, but 1 engine, what I meant. Wish they had wing walkers. All right, parking brake set. Shut down number 1. See if it drives that jet bridge over. It's not a bad flight. I'll take it. God, my frame rate's tanking. Yeesh. Perfect. Alrighty, now immediately going to get set up for the next one. Alrighty, so we're going to need on the fuel, need a little bit of gas, 16.2. Payload, 0 fuel weight's going to be 134.8, a bit heavier on this one, I think. Yeah, 3,000 pounds heavier. Alrighty, we are in DCA. And over to LaGuardia, Delta Airlines, 2221. Departing off of runway 19. We're going to be on the Dr. 5 Lagarde transition. Arrival ILS 22. And we're going to be on the Quarry 4 arrival. Guard transition. Make sure we have no discons. That's to join the approach, so we'll leave that. Execute. Climb. This wants to take us up to 270. I agree with that. 27,000 feet. The net, 0 fuel weight, 134.8 is in there. Reserve fuel is 3.7. CI, we're going 35. Cruise winds, 260 at 61. Temperatures, minus 36. Execute that. We'll do a max power takeoff on this one. We'll just leave it in TO. Climb, take off. We're gonna go flaps. Let's go flaps 15 again. CG 25.7. Got 35, 37, and 46. See top altitude. Well, I guess we need to pull up the charts. I gotta use the bathroom. Quarry 4 approach, 22, taxi, cool. Dr. 5 top altitude is 5,000 feet. Flight director, 187, leave that, 65,000, cool. Let's go to fix. Fixes are not in there, sweet. Totally reset, that's what I want. Oh, we got a Southwest coming in on VATSIM. Looks to me like he's going to come in on the on 19 as well. Unless he already landed. Where is he? I hear somebody, but I can't find him. Oh shit, there he is. Nice. Frames do not like looking this direction. Okay.
Regular traffic Southwest 1461, clear all lanes.
Get off. Alright. We're gonna go pee real quick and then we're gonna get the hell out of here. Gotta unlatch my chair so I can move. Okie doke. Told you we're gonna be moving quick. Center tank fuel, no we don't. Jet bridge is not hooked up anymore. Might have to, yeah, have to reset GSX. Alright, here comes the little dude. Sweet. I'm excited now that my stuff's working like it's supposed to. We're gonna rock it out this B. 22.8 is in the box. Beacon lights on. Let's face to the north. And I forgot to get rid of shut up, guy. Don't tell me what to do. I am captain now. Alright, time to turn and burn. Yeah, we don't need all that shit. No, obviously, if this was an Airbus, you know, we'd be doing all the flows and checklists and briefings, the whole 9 yards. But you know, I don't have all that shit for the 7.3. Let's go. Stop us. Patch must have been running. Yeah, they were. All like 3 of them. Thank you. Hurry up. We got places to go, things to do. Two, 12, cool. This time I'm gonna go a little bit higher on the trim than what it said to do. Because last time it didn't work out very well. Run his ass over. DC traffic, Delta 2221. Just taxi from gate 18 to runway 19. DC. Yeah, I don't even know. Taxi instructions, don't care. We just gonna go. Oh fuck, now DC approach is on. Disconnect. Hell, center's on too. Not fooling with all that today. We're just gonna move quick. Flight controls check. Full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral rudder, full left, full right, and neutral. Flight controls checks complete. And once we get sure of the runway, we'll go through our final little check, and then we're going to toga out this bitch. Damn. Yeah, everything in the northeast is like coming online. Okay, dokie. Parking brake set. Alright. We're departing off of runway 19. What did I do last time? Anyways. We have flaps 15. V1 is 135, V2 is 146. Departure heading 187, top altitude is 5,000 feet, 5,000 is magenta. We got 16,000 pounds fuel on board. Auto brakes, RTO, and pack set, APU's off. Let's rock and roll. I'm making shit up at this point. Alright, y'all ready? No, we are headed to LaGuardia. La garbage, la shithole, however you want to call it. 50% and toga. Much better. Gear up. Much better than the last leg. Hate that. Acceleration, altitude. Flaps 5. Flaps 1. And flaps up. What is going on? My mouse keeps like Autopilot. My mouse keeps disappearing as if something else is taking taking my mouse away from me. And like when I click, the airplane's like, what is going on? What could be causing that? Every time I click, the airplane's bouncing. I was doing this last night a little bit, and I can't. Still. Watch, you'll see my mouse just like disappeared. It's always fucking something. And even like keyboard inputs aren't working right now. Feel like it's FS realistic, maybe. Let's kill that, see what it does. I think that was it. Yeah, somehow FS realistic is robbing my mouse. Okay, so off. Now let's do the Captain Shack method. Increase the altitude, we'll do 11,000 for right now. Altitude intervene. Look at that, throttling up. Man, that's the best thing I've learned all day. Cool. And we'll keep the climb going up to 27,000. And something's up with that FS realistic. They're going to have an insane climb rate because the airplane's fast. It's going to use altitude to bleed off that airspeed. But don't think we're going to get above this stuff though. Let's go heading. Nope, nope, not the way I wanted to go. Nope. Damn it. It's another reason why I dislike Boeing. If we're in a Boeing and we pull heading, it's going to start with the heading that we're currently on instead of whatever previous heading was set, like Boeing. Not a fan. But that's why you'll often see me dial the heading up to my current heading. That way, if I do go into heading mode, then it's already set to where it needs to be. I was going to try to go around this stuff, but, you know. Alright, there's 10,000. It's 12 degrees Celsius outside, so we're not in icing conditions, but as we climb, if we stay in this kind of stuff, we'll eventually hit icing conditions. So I'm just going to leave it on for now. Oh, the dump. Yeah, the garbage is right. I'm just one that calls it the shithole. That's kind of a me thing. Anytime, like if I'm dispatching flights and I have a garbage flight, I'll verbally say out loud, shithole. Or if like I need to tell my DSCs, my shift coordinators, about something in regards to LaGuardia. Like, hey, yeah, I got this flight going to the shithole. I might be holding, blah, blah, blah. Damn, it's gotten warmer since we've been climbing. Went from 12 degrees Celsius to 15 Celsius now. It's odd. Shouldn't do that. Should get colder. The only time that it would get warmer is if you get north, you get above a triple pause, but a triple pause not going to be at 12,000 feet. Lowest I've ever seen a trope was like 34,000 feet. Now it's going down 13. Damn, look at that. Yes. Alrighty. Well, we are on our way to LaGuardia. That was a quick turn. Next song. Alright, looks like we're going to be out of this stuff now, so we'll turn the engine anti-ice off. Should have had those off before. And then once we get up to cruising altitude, we'll get this thing set up for the approach. I always have to do it sooner than later, that way we're not trying to play catch up if we get behind. Okay, that's weird. And that, so Zach, that's with FS, or not FSU, but FS Realistic, right? Because I do have a PlayStation controller hooked up. I don't know why it would do that though. It doesn't use the controller for anything as far as I know. Standard. LaGuardia, current altimeter 2998. Enable cruise altitude. Alright, we'll call it 23 then. Okay, 24. What's for a crossing constraint? But for direction of flight, we'll call it 25. Holy shit. Top of climb, top of descent. Like, right there. Like, it shouldn't be that. It's 47-minute flight. Should be able to get up to like 25, 27. Interesting. Alright, so we'll go ahead and start prepping because apparently we're going to be coming right back down. Okay, that's weird, Zach, because it stopped doing it as soon as I turned off FS Realistic, which is like, it controls your camera and makes the camera move around and whatnot. Alright, so the ILS runway 22, got 110.5. Top approach course is 224. This 24 is in there. We'll go auto brake 2. Bottom altitude on the Corey 4. $10,000, then on the approach, it's 3,000. All right, let's take it down to 3,000. Like literally up and down. Like, I think we're in cruise for maybe 30 seconds. It's wild. There we go, coming down. Alright, auto brake is set up. ILS is set up. Or am I missing anything? I think we're chilling for right now. Bum 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 bum. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. So I saw this thing on FS, FS Elite, or whatever it's called. Yeah, FS Elite, where they, this, FS Realistic, everything is FS. Let me recycle this overlay. Anyways, FS Realistic is coming with a a first person point of view, which looks kind of interesting. So you're like a person, which is kind of cool. Pretty neat, right? I already like FS Realistic for the nice camera effects that it adds. This will be a nice little added bonus. Pretty neat. Ooh, can you walk up the stairs though? Dude, that's pretty badass, not gonna lie. That'll make for some good, like, cinematic type shots for live streams. That's cool. I will be looking forward to that. I just wish it was in the sim natively. External add-ons add up and complicate. I agree. I do agree with that. Because Prepared even had something similar to first person and third person point of view. But yeah, I totally agree. I kind of wish it at least had a native camera system like X-Plane with like flyby views and stuff like that too. The camera system definitely needs either work or some addition to what's in the sim. Or I'll take Chase Plane. That's another add-on, but it's one of those kind of add-ons that kills any other camera add-on because it does everything that you pretty much need. Create custom views at gates, at runways. You can set a camera view anywhere in the world that you want. So I don't know if they're making Chase Plane for this, but I know a lot of the limitations have been with the native camera system in the sim and like what the developers have opened up to. Asobo has opened up to developers. But maybe hopefully they'll add on to it. There's obviously some other things that need some work before camera that's like in the sim, but I agree with you. Add-ons definitely add up. I've got like 230 gigabytes of add-ons. Definitely adds up. Both money, memory, load time, all that stuff. Where we at? Alright, we're below transition altitude. 2998 sets. Total air temperature is 11 degrees Celsius, so it's not icy conditions. It should continue to warm up as we come down. So I'll leave the engine anti-ice off for now. Man, it's a pretty view. Oh, Warden. What's going on, Warden? How are you? Hope all is well. Hope trick-or-treating was fun last night. How'd that go? Do you have mom taxes in the way that Shaq has dad taxes? And did you check to make sure that the kids' food was not poisoned? My girlfriend said something about that last night. She's like, yeah, that's why my parents say make sure the food's not poisoned. I'm like, oh, is that just so they can like dig into the candy? Like I made that connection that I've never made throughout my entire life. It took me 31 years to understand that parents will say that to like take my damn candy. Honestly, I don't even know what the hell's coming in Sim Update 11. I know 10 was supposed to be like the big one, and it was in natural fashion. DLSS has turned out to be pointless with all the artifacts with the avionics that you get with DLSS, plus the like I don't know, it just doesn't look like when I turn DLSS on, it doesn't look nearly as crisp and clean. Maybe something's changed with this last driver update that just came out a few days ago. I haven't tried DLSS yet with that, but it does seem like my performance has gotten better with the latest drivers. And I am planning to get a 4090 as well, so hopefully that will help with DLSS 3 performance, all that good stuff. But I don't know, to be honest. I don't really know what is scheduled to come in Sim Update 11. So if you know the highlights, let me know, because I haven't paid any attention to it, to be honest. I've recently transitioned from dispatcher to dispatch manager at my airline, so I've been a lot busier and haven't been able to keep up with as much flight sim stuff as I usually would. I don't mom tax, I trick. I tell her I will hold her back. That's probably easier, a lot less calculations, right? Because Shaq's like, oh, well, I'm going to tax one piece of candy for every 20 minutes that kids are trick-or-treating. I thought that was smart. But that's a lot of math and a lot of tracking of time. And ain't nobody got time for that. Go ahead and turn these on, because I'll forget. And then we'll ding-a-ling. The dinglings. And the temperature's gotten colder now that we've gotten lower, which is a little bit backwards. Typically it warms up, but we are going further north, so maybe that's part of it. Now it's 10 degrees Celsius. We're going to get into this visible moisture, which is icing conditions. We're going to turn that engine anti-ice on. Alright, let's look and see what's coming down the line. Got proud, and then from there it's going to be vector, so we'll have to vector ourselves on heading mode. And while we're descending, let's draw some range rings and center lines. Fix. See, our final approach fix is Greco. Oh, it's above 10 now. No, it's still 10 degrees Celsius. What are you talking about? And we want 22. Where are you at? So we want 044. Next we'll do KLGA. 5 mile range ring. Should work there. .143 winds are 270 at 9, so we'll call it 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 148. Alright, let's brief the approach right quick. Alrighty, so we are planning on the ILS runway 22. Approach frequency is 110.5. I do have that here in the COM 1 and 2, or NAV 1 and 2. Final approach course is 224 degrees. We got that in. Greco's final approach fix 1900 feet. Decision height 200 feet off the ground. Touchdown zone elevation is 12 feet. We have a standard 3-degree glide slope with approach lights PAPI on the right. If we go miss, we'll climb to 3,000, and we'll head direct to Proud. Try it again. Shoot this approach with 200-foot ceilings, half-mile visibility. Current weather is winds 270 at 9, 10 statute miles, feet at 1,500, broken 2,300, broken 11,000, temperatures 19, dew point 13, altimeter is 2997 now. Once we land, actually let's do this. Runway 22, we have high intensity runway lights, centerline lights, approach lights, touchdown zone lights, PAPI on the right. The PAPI does have a 3.0 degree glide slope, or glide path. From the glide slope, we have 5,984 feet of usable runway. It's 150 feet wide. And once we land, we will plan a left-hand turnoff and just find somewhere to park. Temperature is now 13. I know y'all can't see this because the charts are in the way. Cool. And so with that short-ass runway, let's go auto brake 3. That is pretty. Make sure to watch those videos about the power supplies for 4090s. Melting connectors on those. Okay. Yeah, I saw something on Jay's 2 cents about melting the connectors. Hopefully by the time I get a 4090, when they're actually like available to buy, like they're not scalped, they'll have that resolved. But as far as the power supply goes, does it help you to have a bigger power supply to not melt the connectors, or does it matter? Is it just all the connectors are melting? You would think that NVIDIA would have known about this beforehand. I love this popping in and out of clouds. Alright, tell you what we're going to do. Let's go into heading mode. And we'll just kind of widen out our base a bit. Looks like we'll intercept right on that 5-mile range ring. And then when we get parallel to Yeoman, we'll nav on over. Where's that? Waters and there it is. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I have to watch that video. So is there any way to avoid that from happening? Is there anything that like the consumer can do to avoid that, or what? Just kind of taking our time coming down. So as you can see, we've got final approach course going this way. Proud stops here off to our left, so we're just going to keep on heading up and kind of intercept around this 5-mile range ring, and then get parallel. And then when we're parallel, cutty. Larger case basically calls that card. It's massive. It's happening due to connector under strain from the bending on the wires. Cases aren't made for this card. It's so large. Yeah, and that's one thing I've already known, that whenever because I'm gonna do numerous upgrades. I'm planning on, depending on what happens with this whole connector thing. But I'm gonna go with 4090. Which will dictate a much larger case. So I'll go with large case. I'm going to go with the latest generation of an i9, which will also dictate a larger cooler. And I don't know what my power supply is. I don't know if I have 1,000 watts or what, but if it's not 1,000, we'll have to upgrade to 1,000. So basically, I just won't be getting VRAM and a motherboard. Yeah, I just, with streaming in 4K, like I need that 4090 for the performance. If I wasn't streaming, then it wouldn't ever matter. Alright, 044 is the opposing heading to the runway heading. So now we're just on the downwind. Dustin. Yes, sir. Just in time. On the downwind, we'll be turning base here in a little bit. Get some more wing views for just a sec. As you can see on the charts, we are just parallel. So when we get to parallel to Yeoman, we'll make the turn and intercept the localizer. I guess not much to see there, right? I'll bleed off some of this airspeed. Alright, turn to a heading of 306. Go flaps 2. And we'll arm the approach. And to make our lives a little easier, we'll just go direct Yeoman nav. So again, missed approach, climb to 3,000, and we'll go direct proud. Probably would just throw it into heading mode and box it back around, try her again. That's 5. The only thing that sucks with the Bravo and flying from the right seat is the little lettering that I need to see to know what mode I'm in for this little twist knob is on the other side, because this thing's made for people sitting on the right side of the airplane. I'm in the left side of the airplane. Go 165, right, 160 for now. Use the rest of this level altitude to bleed off that airspeed as the glide slope's coming down. Localizer's alive. Glide slope is alive. And go flaps 10. Wings sticking out of the clouds. Man. That's gonna be a nice picture when we get away from this little clouds at the bottom. Alright, here comes the glide slope. And are we just gonna fly by the damn glide slope or what? 110.5. Yeah, it's tuned. Approach mode is armed. There we go. I'm gonna do it by hand. Gear down. Arm spoilers. Get it fully dirtied up. Maybe stable by 1,000. We're okay for now. As those flaps are coming out, we're getting a little extra drag. It's making it hard to keep this nose coming down where we want it. Got a visual on the runway. It's weird the glide slope didn't capture. Still won't capture. It's because the localizer never captured for some reason. That's weird. Okay. Well, now we're on.
1,000.
How about a little HUD action? Haven't flown with a HUD in forever. Keeping that big circle on the small circle.
Approaching minimums.
I have the minimums. I forgot to set the minimums. Minimums are 200 feet. Obviously we're good.
400. 300. 200.
Sync rate.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
A little stiff. That's all right. Short ass runway. We don't want to float it at all. Getting a cramp in my right foot. Not too bad. That's why you always need at least some sort of hand flying skill. In case something doesn't go according to plan like that didn't, and you gotta go chase down the glide slope. Frame rate's taking the dump. Flight directors. Had weather radar. We need to turn that off too. Well, we don't. Yeah, it can be a little bit challenging. I don't mind short runways as long as I'm kind of familiar with the airplane and what its stopping distance is like, keeping in mind weight and all that kind of stuff too. So I had this one on a auto brake 3. Auto brake 1 doesn't seem to do jack shit in this airplane. I know you're not supposed to do that until you get to the gate, but who uses? So this is Phil there's LaGuardia, so you know it's not the best. We'll shut down number 1. I mean number 2. And I'm just gonna come straight on across. What gate is this? And what are the ground markings doing? I don't know what concourse I'm on. Terminal B. B19. And parking brake set. 1 is shut down. All doors open. Well, that was a nice little shorter day of flying. Okay. Delta parks at Charlie or Delta. Makes sense they would park at Delta, right? Oh, thank you for that. I'm definitely not shooting for ultra realism today, obviously with my. I never can shoot for ultra realism in a 7.3 because I don't know jack shit about it. Just the bare basics. But anyways, I should have done like a replay. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. I guess we'll finish shutting her down, put her to bed. Kill that. Wrong button. Yeah, Airbus is definitely my forte. Anybody who's been following the channel for a while, y'all know 7.3 ain't my thing. I can get it from A to B, and that's about where it ends. I'd say this is about a good enough configuration for. So if like we were going to leave this airplane for another crew, just because I'm ADD, not really. I don't know. I'm not diagnosed anyways. Who knows? Maybe I am. But I like to leave things nice and clean for the next crew. So we'll kind of reset everything to a nice, pretty configuration. And yeah, screens and all we'll just leave as is. Cool. Well, everybody who came to watch, as always, see if we can get a nice little closing shot on it. Where's Manhattan? Hard to tell from a distance with these blocky buildings. I don't know shit about New York. Yes, and that's New Jersey to the right. That's definitely Manhattan. That's gotta be Freedom Tower. Over there. Anyways. Just butchering it now. Well guys, as always, I greatly appreciate y'all coming to hang out. My ride or dies, thank y'all so much. And tonight starts my first night back to work, so I'll work for another 4. So hopefully after the 4, what do I got going on? Let's see what my schedule is looking like. That is not calendar, that's pictures. Ooh, so I'm off Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So we're looking at probably, as of right now, Monday is the next for sure day that I can stream. So we'll probably stream Monday and Tuesday of next week. Maybe I can squeeze something else in if Crystal goes to the gym, although her CrossFit coach has a competition on Saturday, so I'm sure I'll get stuck going to that. But anyways, guys, thank y'all so much for coming to hang out. I can't say that enough. Appreciate y'all. Y'all give me entertainment to come and chat with y'all and get to know y'all while providing y'all entertainment. So, as always, until Monday or the next stream, whenever the hell that will be, y'all keep it on the wrong side, and we'll see you next time.